welcome back to Pallegney, and today we are going to be doing a couple of jobs. The first one is going to be to combine the sunflowers. So on my way back from the store from picking up the, well, it's a corn header actually rather than a sunflower header. Might have been more sensible to lease a sunflower header because it would have been a little bit quicker, but you know, it matches the combine. And then we're going to get the Landesberggemein, however I should be pronouncing that. It doesn't have an English translation because it is a brand crop thingy. So it's one of those words that, one of those crops that doesn't have a name that's translated into English. We're going to get that planted in the field that had the silage corn in it, that's up on the hill. I guess that's the best way to describe it, behind the store, I guess. And that you may not have noticed, but yes, this video is a little bit later than I would have planned it. Depending on how getting it finished goes, it's either 1 or 2 days late. And it's been recorded slightly differently. You may or may not notice as well. This is more traditionally how I make my farm sim videos. I played the game and now I'm making it into a video, and that's just because things have been a bit busy this week. I've been busy with work. I've been suffering with some headaches again. And so, yeah, that's why things are a little bit late, is what it is. And I'm not sure which day this is going to come out because I may not get this video finished before I get very busy with work again today. So we'll see. Yeah. So the eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted that the update is on the testing list. So, yep. That doesn't guarantee things will be coming soon or not because it's got to get through testing, but it's on the testing list. So that's cool. Our cover crop looks like it's coming up a little bit more, which is also kind of cool. Kind of like that. It's going to be interesting to see how that grows in. Now, technically, the Landesberggemein is a cover crop, which we can make silage from it. We can make silage mix 1 from it. Currently, you cannot make silage mix 2. It's a placeholder, but silage mix 1 you can make from the Landesberggemein. I'm sorry if I'm triggering people by saying it wrong. Kind of tough. You can make it from that, and then essentially whole crop silage. Now, given the time of year that we're going to be harvesting it, or whole crop, you know, chaff or crop windrow, given the time of year we're going to be harvesting it, we're not going to have any of that. So we're probably just going to be chucking our product that we get off of the field into a bunker. We might not have an empty bunker, so we might have to get another bunker in, and we'll see what we get. We should get silage mix 1 out of it. And yeah, that'll be it's an interesting option for getting a bit of a, you should lower the combine header down, mate. There you go. That'll help. It's an interesting option for getting a bit of a boost of food, basically through growing something through the winter, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, that should be good. Now, in terms of content going forwards, I have said, and I was very tempted actually to swap this video in for a regular video, and I'm doing air quotes, which I freaking hate. So kind of mentally hitting myself around the head. Basically, last night I was planning to finish this video up, and I just couldn't get myself motivated. I'd been suffering in the day with headaches, and I'd also been busy trying to get a bunch of work finished ready for today. I'm recording the commentary for this before work starts, and yeah, I just didn't have the mental ambition, drive to get it finished. I didn't want to force video production because that always feels, to me, if I force doing this kind of stuff, I can tell, and therefore I think you guys can tell, and so that's never good. So at the moment, I'm still in the content will come as it comes. I'm still trying to do a nice even mix of farm sim and Timberborn, and I'm hoping in the next week or so we'll be upping the amount of videos, but we'll see how that goes. Those of you that watched, I did share it yesterday for me. I'm not sure what day it'll be when the video comes out. Monarchs, friend of mine, friend of channel, supporter of the channel, had his first ever mod, which is a map released on ModHub on all platforms. Klein Friesland, probably butchering the pronunciation of that as well. Really nice Dutch style map based loosely on the area that he lives, and it seems to be doing pretty well. So yeah, it's a really nice map. I really like it. I got to have a little look around it before it went off to ModHub, and yeah, I think it's really cool. It's got some really cool features on it. You know, in like the way some of the animal pastures are set up and things, and particularly for a first map, it's really good. I really like it. So if you're looking for a non-Terralife map to play, go check it out. For me, it's a very different style of map to maps that I've played, and yeah, I had a bit of a play on it. But so before it went into testing, I spent a weekend playing on it to have a little bit of a test, essentially, for Monarchs, and yeah, so I really liked it. So go check it out and if you want to have a look at it, I shared my preview of it, and I know Grainman's done the map, so I'm sure others will be doing them as well. So yeah, nice map. And in the process, you'll also be downloading some of my mods, which, hey, that's no bad thing, is it? Yep. Talking of my mods, and some of my mods were Maze Plus based, and some people have asked about them, using them with Terralife. I have no intent to update them to be Terralife mods. Basically, might sound a little bit bad. I made those mods at a point where I was more interested in making mods and things, and that interest has kind of waned a little bit. So yeah, I'm not intending to update those. Things like the mini BGA, which apparently Mr. CDP's been using and really loving, I made, which is not a Terralife or Maze Plus mod. I made because I really felt like that was something that I wanted in the game, and I've really enjoyed using it, and other people have used it. And that's how most of the mods that I've made have come around. And yeah, I then got a little bit disillusioned with it, with some of the issues that came from doing some of those things, and so yeah, there is one that I do need to update, and I just haven't got around to it because life happened. So we're actually getting close to finishing dealing with some of the admin that comes with some of the issues that we had over the last month or so. So yeah, even that sucks, really does, and it really hits the old emotions again. So we're going to talk about the fact that yield wise this field is performing pretty well, although because it's sunflowers you don't get a huge amount. And as I was combining this field, I was thinking, what was I going to do with the sunflowers? And I'm pretty sure, and with the mix, so I think one of the things that I probably want to be doing is either getting a bigger mixer or cutting the bales and using smaller amounts, because the plan was to make sunflower grist. Now I can't go check, obviously, at the moment because I'm not playing the game live, but I am pretty sure what I might be able to do is check in the mod as I chat to you guys. I'm pretty sure that the way we make sunflower grist is through the mini grain mill, the placeable one. So I'm just looking and trying to remember where that is in the various Terralife Plus mods as we jump into JCB to get the trailer. So yeah, placeables, concrete bunker, like warehouse, sell points, signs. That's not it. No, that's not it. I guess it's maybe not under productions. That'll be it. Probably grist mill. That'll be the jobby. So if we go into there, you can probably hear my mouse clicking. So yeah, grist mill, grain grist, CC, sunflower grist. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, the little placeable Elton Rainer's placeable grist mill. We'll be using that to make some sunflower grist. To go into the TMR. That's not a requirement, but why not? Why not make the food a bit more interesting for the cows? We grew the sunflowers to use it for that, so we might as well make use of it for that. And I think in the end, I will have made way too much food for the amount of cows that we have. But that's part of the learning process, isn't it? And I guess it's partly in the way that you will see the feeding has changed in terms of things that are required versus things that you can use for the feeding for Terralife Plus. And I know there are those of you out there who prefer to have lots of things required in the feeding versus only a few things required. And as we've said, once everything's updated, once we've got the documentation sorted and the wiki and that kind of thing, we will then happily help those very few of you that want things to be harder. And, you know, realistically, if the tutorial video, but the structure of how things like the feeding works is very much like Maze Plus. There are more files, it's more complex, but the structure is the same. You know, it's just that, you know, each individual breed of animal has its own feeding setup and therefore its own files. The feed mixtures are separated out and all that kind of thing, but how it all works is pretty much the same. So, you know, you could go watch some Maze Plus tutorials about how to edit feeding, and that would give you some darn good hints. But all that will come, you know. Hopefully you can't hear. There's building work going on somewhere locally, and it's very annoying. But that would give you some darn good hints about how you might want to start customizing it if you wanted to make it harder once we've released the update. You know, it's certainly not rocket science. Yes, XML can be intimidating, but as long as you keep backups of things, the worst that's going to happen is you'll try and load it and it won't load. Because when you're doing these edits, you do them in your test saves, of course. You don't do them in live things. So, you know. And yeah, some might complain that, oh, it's going to take you time, but doing all of this stuff takes people's time. So, you know, you spending time doing it is no more or less valuable than someone else having to spend time doing it on your behalf. I have to admit, I have got this. Some might find this, but it's hard to believe. I thought I'd placed the grist mill down, which is why I was just looking in the production menu. I've got much less tolerant of the nature of people's comments and questions lately. I am sometimes staying away from things like Discord to avoid reacting. Sometimes those reactions come out still, because I'm a human being, and I have emotions occasionally. But yeah, I've got a lot less tolerant of people after the last month or so. And what I might have previously, you know, slowly walked through and tried to coax people through or discuss with people, I'm much more likely to just either not bother, or in the case of YouTube comments, you're much more likely to go on the list where I just don't see you anymore. So, and if you don't like that, it's kind of tough. You know, I don't have to engage with people. It's the wonderful thing about the world. I can choose whether I interact with you or not. And I can choose whether I even see what you say or not. So, yeah. Anywho, that's the field combine. So, we'll see how many sunflowers we got. I should have checked what the ratio is actually for making the sunflower grist. I've closed it all down now, so we'll look at it next time. We're getting to the point where actually a lot of the fields are getting empty. And I might do a bit of I really want to wait actually until the update comes out, or I start showing you the update, because I'm not yet, to work through what crops I want to put in the ground for what might be, you know, if we keep playing on here, or what I would think about planting for next year in terms of feed. Probably there would be some rationalization. I think we've got way more planted than we need. Some of that was driven by the initial recipes, which were very heavy on required food. So we got nearly 14,500 litres of sunflower. So not bad. It was a small field. We don't really, you know, the old recipe only required a very small amount of the sunflower grist. So that's good. Happy with that. We do have a very cluttered farm again. It is one of the few people that have been playing on here have worked to expand the yard. I guess in theory you might have smaller kit with this. I wasn't sure where the seeds were for this crop, so I'm just going to have a quick look and find them. It should have been obvious, really, because they are a cover crop, so they are actually under greenings. So there we go. Landersberg Germain seeds. I'm just going to get the one pallet. That should be enough. And we'll roll out with the Novag and the 2-track. I had forgotten which field I was putting this in at this point. So, yep. I haven't... I've been so tired the last few weeks. That's something that I commonly talk about if you're newer here. It's a combination of some things that I deal with in my life that I may not have spoken about in these videos. So if you're a regular, you know. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you watch more videos, you know. Yeah. That sounds really cryptic. And I'm not trying to be deliberately cryptic. It's just, I don't want to share everything with everyone. So anyway, we're up in the field. And we're going to start planting. Now, because it's a cover crop, I'm not putting tram lines in, because I'm pretty sure we can't do anything with weeds in it, because I have a suspicion that spraying the cover crop, I think, kills it. So I'm just going to plant it. It doesn't need fertilizer, again, because it's a cover crop. But we can silage it, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. So for those, again, and it's really weird because I keep talking about regulars because these videos get a lot more views than normal because I'm doing Terralife, but they're going to evolve into being more like my normal videos. A headache update. So I, about 3 weeks ago, I had a really nasty headache attack of the cluster headaches that I get. And I can't remember if I've spoken about this or not because life has been an utter shit show lately. And went to the neurologist, had the injection in my head that they do to help with that. It has helped to some extent, but finally, after about 8 months, also have the oxygen therapy sorted. That was delivered at the beginning of this week and have had to employ it already. Because yesterday I was curled up in a ball in a heck of a lot of pain. And the cool thing is it really seems to help with the really bad headaches. And because it's oxygen, it doesn't have any of the horrible side effects of the drugs that I have been using previously. So, win. Yeah, I went from being in a heck of a lot of pain with, my eyes all screwed up, not screwed up in pain, screwed up as in, vision problems that come with these horrible headaches that I get, to an hour later, I was working again. So I did have a massive win. Yeah. Shame it took so freaking long to sort out. That comes with a whole load of complications. Apparently, storing cylinders of compressed oxygen in your house is there are some things you have to do. But hey, it's one of the cool things about being in the UK is it doesn't cost me anything. Yay. So, which is actually kind of weird because usually in the UK, prescription medication costs you money. And this doesn't seem to be, which is very strange. But, yeah. I'm not going to complain. So, oh, hammer drilling. Awesome. Yeah, so that's cool. It's really weird, actually, that all of the treatment that I guess that one's not a prescription, but yeah, this is a prescription. They don't seem to be charged. Yeah. I guess the way it works would be weird, but I'm not complaining. In the UK, you can do a thing where you can prepay for your prescription, so you pay a fixed amount a year, which I do because of the amount of medication I have to take for my headaches. So it wouldn't cost me anything anyway on top of what I pay now. So yeah. But it was cool. It was cool. It's nice to get through a set of those headaches without having to use medication I don't like taking and basically losing a day and a half, which is what happens. So that was awesome. And I didn't really have that option because I couldn't afford to not be able to work today. So I would basically have just had to spend yesterday trying to push through it because I had to work yesterday as well. And this meant I could, I basically stopped for an hour, half an hour, an hour. It was an hour. And went and sucked air. And so just checking here. So we don't need any nitrogen for this, which is cool. And felt way better. So anyway, we're nearly done with getting the field planted, seeded. So doing the video like this let me get a lot more done because it's essentially the same amount of gameplay, but I was just kind of chilled out in the evening recording game footage and not being in creator mode when I was playing. And as I said, it's been a busy old week, and it's only really now that I felt like doing this bit. So anyway, I'm not sure what's next in this. Yeah, there's alfalfa. The alfalfa needs cutting, so we're probably going to make some alfalfa hay. I'll have a look at the feeding, but I think we've got a decent amount of silage, so we'll probably make some alfalfa hay, because we've not done that yet. So we'll give that a go next time, and then go from there. It's a bit of a journey, you know, and yeah, I am going to start mixing in the normal content, as I've said. So if you're just here for Terralife Plus, well, stick around, because there's going to be more of that. I'm going to wait for the update to be available to me, and then I'll start setting up our real Terralife Plus save. And yeah, we're going to finish out the Maize Plus Pig Farmer series, because that's only a couple of videos, and one of them is basically waiting to go. So, and yeah, I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members at this point. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are awesome. I'm going to be doing some more upgrades in the near future. So I don't know if, no, I think I've only spoken about it to individuals, but I'm not sure. So I built a PC which was mainly going to be for traveling and recording when I travel, because the laptop does sometimes struggle and it has issues with recording audio, and it's actually become the PC that I use for most of my recording. And so before FS25 drops, I want to do some upgrades. So I upgraded the CPU last week, and I want to upgrade the graphics card in it. So I'm waiting for, there's an Amazon Prime weekend coming. I'm waiting to see if the graphics card that I want is on sale in that. And yeah, YouTube and all of the guys who support me directly lets that happen, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to spend money on that stuff. And it kind of leads to hopefully slightly better content, because certainly recording audio on my laptop is awful, because the system adds lots of noise in. It's a thing with audio on recording voice on laptops, apparently. So yeah, anywho, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Comments, questions, suggestions below. As always, if you need support, use the links below or in the pinned comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.